Hello, my name is Marquise, and this is my breakdown of our Tableau project, and we're just going to go ahead and get straight to it. So the data that we were given, what I was given, was electronic sales over a 2-year period. The way I decided to break this down was I decided to divide each item up over the 2-year period and how much sales they generated for the organization. I decided to go with the green blue type of design to see, what's a typical or what should look like a normal, which would be more like in the whiter shade, and what's doing really good, which would be more in the green shade. Now, when you look at it, there seems to be more red than green. So obviously, some of these items are not doing too well. So in order to try and find where the lag in sales is, I decided to break it up and see where everything is selling by their region. So once I broke it up, I have the central area, the east, the south, and the west. Based on my observations, it looked like the south was where the sales were the least. As you can see, not many were breaking like the 10 million mark. They're all like kind of below. In the West, some of them aren't doing as well, but for the most part, the bars seem to be the lowest in the South. So this is where I decided to focus my attention. And looking at the South, you can see that nothing really breaks the 26 million marker over the 2-year period. And in fact, over the next year, from 2018 to 2019, sales actually decreased overall. Now, with that being said, with overall sales decreasing, it doesn't state much about the data, but I wanted to see what items specifically were not selling as much. Now, a lot of these are name brands that we all know, like the Samsung Galaxy, the Dell products, Apple, Acer. These are things that we know. So I wanted to know, why was it specifically that Apple seemed to be doing less than every other item in the sales? So to get a better visualization, I decided to show what this region was looking like on a map. As you can see from here, this is our profit map. I wanted to know that just because we were selling items, it didn't mean we were making money off of them. So what I wanted to do was be sure that each product was still bringing in a profit for us. And as we can see from the map, we have a lot of red. So we know that this southern area is where we're not doing the best, except for Florida. Florida always does well because, of its population, of its development. So we know that Florida does really good when it comes to sales. So with that being said, I wanted to see how Apple sales were doing in each state. So if we break it down by state, I excluded Florida because Florida was doing well. It's the more rural areas like in Arkansas where we've got Little Rock, Fayetteville, Kentucky, Bowling Green is not doing very well. Um, you know, these are the states where Apple sales seem to be, you know, doing the least amount of sales. So what I did was, in our dashboard here, we have our overall sales. This is all of our profit. The dashboard I made interactive so you can see from the 2018 profit to 2019. Now, as you see, once we go from 2018, sales go down, but they go down so much that they don't even show up in areas like Mississippi and Louisiana. So these are the states that show that electronic sales aren't that popular. These are your more like rural states that don't really use technology or even have a reason to, because there's so much more land than there is a use for electronics. So in my storyboard, I decided to tell that the sales broken down by region continued on to the profit in the South specifically, and then I decided to focus on Apple sales in the South year over year, and then focus on the underperforming cities where you can still see which cities sell in each state. Now, I wanted to focus on Mississippi in particular because this state doesn't have any sales in the year 2019. So, in my thesis, I think that our electronic products should not be pushed so much into these states. Now, our option is to either A, don't focus on Apple sales and focus on other products, or B, put more advertising into these areas so that we can sell more of our Apple products. In conclusion, I learned a lot about the Tableau software. To me, it's like a PowerPoint 2.0. You can look at data visually, but it also helps you break it down into ways that make it easier to understand. For regular PowerPoint, you would just be looking at pictures on pictures with a caption underneath it. But with Tableau, you can label each of your areas. You can have an interactive dashboard, and it tells you a better story than a Word document would by itself. I would definitely recommend Tableau as something that should be learned. So that way, when organizations come up with new strategies, this can be shown so that everybody can understand it.